Hello Team BlackBerry, I'm Shadid Haq from BlackBerry Developer Relations team. Most of you might have heard of BlackBerry Flow. Flowing across apps seamlessly and sharing content from almost anywhere is one of the core experiences of BlackBerry 10. What may not be so obvious is the thing that powers BlackBerry Flow and all that sharing. It is the Invocation Framework. In this talk, I'm going to introduce the Invocation Framework and how your apps can leverage this to become a part of the Flow experience. So, what is this Invocation Framework? Well, firstly, it lets you invoke other applications to do something. You can also see it as doing things you don't or cannot do. If another app does something well, you might not want to reinvent that, but instead just invoke that app to do that for you. This adds tremendous value to your application at no cost. Imagine sharing with social networks, editing photos, songs, movies, or even starting a turn-by-turn navigation right in your application. All of these can be performed by invoking just the core application that ships with the device. And if we count third-party apps in, the potential suddenly becomes endless for value adds in your application. On the other hand, if you let others invoke you to do things they don't, you're really increasing the exposure of your app. If you think about it, without anyone invoking your app, there is only one way to get to it. That is, tapping on the home screen icon. But with countless others invoking you, you can bring and engage users in your application in many ways and much more frequently. Remember, user engagement is the key to an app's success. I think we all can agree on that. So no matter how you look at it, everyone has something in it. Now, the simplest way to invoke is to simply launch the target in a new window. As a user, that's a bit too annoying for me because I hate pop-ups. We all do. To avoid such negative experiences, Invocation Framework has a concept of cards. Cards are chunks of target apps that get embedded right inside the calling application. This is powerful and elegant. Users can now transition to other apps from yours without any friction and can even transition to another app from there, all without realizing that they're using multiple apps to do a task, and more importantly, without ever leaving your application. You know what? That's a good thing. Instead of getting in and out of applications, users can now stay in the same application and finish the task at hand and never lose the context of where they were. So, why should we invoke? Let me cut to the chase and simply mention 7 out of 700 reasons. Reason 1. Core apps use them heavily. They're guaranteed to be on the device, and you have a chance to get invoked by them. Reason 2. You can invoke core apps. They usually do things that are very important to users, and they probably do it the best. Reason 3. Invoke third-party apps or get invoked by them, increasing your exposure like never before. Reason 4. Users don't have to look up your app from the home screen anymore. Instead, let the app find the user by integrating with key invoke hooks in other applications. Reason 5. Bring more users to your application. Engage with them daily or even hourly. Reason 6. BlackBerry 10 users are really spoiled by the Flow experience, so they take it for granted and expect it. We need to make sure our apps flow in and out smoothly along the user's context. Reason 7. If you have content to share via social networks, emails, or instant messengers, it is only 3 lines of code away with this Invocation Framework. So those are 7 amazing reasons to use this framework. We've seen how invocation can help our application become deeply integrated with the platform and deliver an experience that our users will appreciate. If you have an app in the market today, think of ways you can leverage others and think of ways you can integrate into others. There are fantastic values on both ends. To be honest, invoking is easy, but not invoking is hard, very hard. So thanks for watching and keep invoking.